Welcome back, folks. This is Giles Malone for SpaceCoastDaily.com here with Steve Wilson and Orville Susong from the Friday Night Locker Room. We're here to discuss the sports of this week. And before we get to that, though, we would like to congratulate our local college coaches, Jeremy Schulman at Eastern Florida State College for his 100th win of his career there at Eastern Florida, and also John Reynolds, the women's basketball coach at Florida Tech, for his 500th win down there. Quite a landmark for both those local college coaches. Now we're going to get right into the action for you, talking about the girls basketball for the week of December 1st through December 6th. Some exciting action this week. I'm going to start out with the 2A with Steve here.
Class 2A, District 11, the Brevard Heat girls continue to show improvement over last year. All of a sudden, people are starting to talk a little bit about them. They Masters Academy out of Vero Beach, we've all thought was going to be their strong competition, and I still feel that way. But the Heat have been playing solid. Hannah Selenoff, Tricia Fox, Rachel Frisco playing big for the Heat. They have a big game this week against the Masters Academy, and I think that game will determine who has the early lead in Class 2A District 11. The Heat coming off of a big win against district runner-up from last year, Covenant Christian, won that ball game by 6 points. So look for the Heat. I'd like to see them upset Masters this week, and I think they will, and if they do, that's going to put them in the driver's seat in their class.
Very good. Moving on to the 3A, Orville.
Class 3A for the girls, and as always, we're going to talk about the Florida Air Falcons first. They did a nice job this week. They beat John Carroll 58-16. Alexis Gordon with 13 points in that win. Also, Riviera Gomez with 10 points, also for the Florida Air Academy. MCC, which is going to be the big Florida Air rivalry this year, as they were last year. They finished 1-2 in the district last year. MCC defeated a very good Viera team 48-41. Kamari Jones with 21 points in that ball game, and Antonia Bannister with 8 in that one, and that's Class 3A for the ladies.
Moving up to 4A, Steve, how does that look?
Class 4A District 8, once again it's the Cocoa Tigers and the Astronaut War Eagles sitting at 1-2. Probably the Tigers with the early lead. Daishika Price still playing big for the Tigers, along with Nicoya Smith, Keandra Smith. A couple of big wins for Cocoa this week, defeated Space Coast and Bayside. They did, however, lose to Heritage in what some might term a mild upset. Heritage somewhere in the neighborhood of 500. It was the Tigers' first loss of the year, so all of a sudden a few eyebrows were raised, but Coach Gaines' girls from Cocoa are going to continue to do well. They're going to win a lot of games in the regular season. Astronaut, Greg Hostetler, all he does is win basketball games. Kiana Cador, Mariah Batts really playing strong for the War Eagles. Won a couple of ball games, defeated Palm Bay and Cocoa Beach, a pretty good Cocoa Beach team this past week. Coach Rayner's Cocoa Beach Minutemen beat Holy Trinity. They did, I mentioned, lost to Astronaut, but a pretty good squad. Taylor Knight, Alicia Blazer, Priscilla Rizzuto playing solid. So there are a lot of girls in Class 4A that are really starting to pick things up. The Space Coast Vipers, Coach Stewart's Vipers, struggled early. All of a sudden, they're competitive against very good basketball teams. So that's a team to look out for as the season progresses. But still early in this season, you have to look at the Tigers and the War Eagles as leading that pack.
Thank you, Steve. Orville, how about the 5A?
Class 5A, 2 divisions, District 14 and 15. First in District 14, the Merritt Island Mustangs lost to the Titusville Terriers this week, 64-30. Taylor Martin, 10 points in the loss for Merritt Island, and also Aaliyah Davis, 20 points. And you're going to hear a lot about her this year, making a lot of games with double figures. But Aaliyah Davis had 20 points for Titusville in the win. The Rockledge Raiders, head coach Reuben Williams and his Raiders, defeated Melbourne this week, 78-45. Maya Jackson for Melbourne with 15 points. Hawk with 9 points for Rockledge, along with Shaquika Smith, and Talina Cheek, 7 points for the Rockledge Raiders. Satellite defeated Edgewood 45-13. Hartgraves with 8 points for the Satellite Scorpions. They're right now already 3-5 this year, so they're doing a lot better than they started out last year. So you hope that Chris White and the Satellite Scorpions will continue that winning way. Last but not least, in District 14, Titusville Terriers, district champs last year. They show no slowing down as of yet. They're doing very well. They defeated Bayside 67-46. And they also defeated the Merritt Island Mustangs 64-30. Chanel Bailey with 16 points for Titusville in that ball game. In District 15, also Class 5A, we've got the Bayside Bears. They lost to Heritage Panthers this week, and also to the Titusville Terriers. Nakila Payton with 18 points in the loss. The Palm Bay Pirates lost to West Shore and Vero Beach. They lost 2 this week. And Mills with 12 points, Mabe Mills with 12 points for Palm Bay, Glass with 8, and last was with Lakeshore coming in. Palm Bay beat Lakeshore and Vero Beach 60-27. That's Class 5A, District 15.
Wow, that's quite a mouthful.
Man,
Good work there. Good work. Keep up with all that. Some great action there in the 5A. Steve, moving up to the 6A now.
Class 6A, District 7, the Edgewater Eagles continue to lead that class, and they will from start to finish. But Heritage Panthers playing pretty good basketball at this point. Coach Terry's girls playing well. Samantha Santana, Sydney Gurton, and Sydney Chung all playing quality basketball. Big game this week, Heritage will be at Melbourne. Melbourne Lady Bulldogs playing solid basketball this year. Heritage coming off of a big win against Bayside earlier this week by a score of 74-45. The O'Galley Commodores, Sammy Streeter, Megan Hagee, and Nicole Spaeth playing solid for Coach Tessone's O'Galley Commodores. Did defeat the Space Coast Vipers last week, 39-27. So you've got the Commodores and the Heritage Panthers duking it out. Probably for second at this point. The Edgewater Eagles have yet to lose a basketball game. They're going to be tough to beat.
Very good. And Orville going up to the 7A.
7A includes the Melbourne Bulldogs. They were 500 last year. They're looking, obviously, to do a better job this season. They defeated West Shore 37-28. And in the second game of the week, they lost to Rockledge, a very good Rockledge team, 78-45. For Rockledge, LaPrisa Stanley with 25 points against Melbourne. Abby Booth, 13 points against Rockledge. And for Melbourne against West Shore, Alicia Campbell with 11 points and Briea Fay with 9 points for Melbourne in that win. Vieira, Coach Jamie Reisberg, last year 22-4. The Vieira Hawks this year, obviously, they would like to be the #1 team in that district again. They defeated Martin County 61-36, and then turned right around and lost to a very good girls Melbourne Central Catholic Hustler team 48-41. Alicia Lotto, 13 points in the Martin County game, and Jesse Wojciechowski with 6, and Kelsey Mueller with 9. And that's Cleveland's Class 3A, 5A, and 7A for the ladies.
Very good. Well, there it is, folks. That's the action from the week of December 1st through the 6th. Now we're going to move right into the Swamis here. They're going to give us their rankings. The top 5 teams in the girls, all divisions. A lot of these teams play each other from, different districts and different divisions. So the Swamis now will rank them 5-1, starting with Mr. Wilson on my left.
All right, I have a couple more than 5 teams, which I have been known to do. I have a couple of honorable mention teams. Coach Hostetler's Astronaut War Eagles I have as an honorable mention. Come in with an 8-3 record, lost to Vieira, Cocoa, and Rockledge teams that I have. 2 of the 3 teams that I have ranked ahead of them. I also have the Vieira Hawks as an honorable mention team. I dropped them out of my top 5 primarily because of their loss last week to MCC. And Vieira's lost to some good squads. They've lost to Cocoa, Rockledge, Astronaut, and MCC. So, 4 good teams they've played, 4 good teams they've lost to. But those are my honorable mention teams. Coming in at number 5, Coach Candy Terry's MCC Hustlers. Huge win this past week against the Hawks. I like the Hustlers sitting at number 5. Titusville Terriers at number 4. They're missing Henshaw from last year, but they don't seem to have skipped a beat. Have only lost 1 game up to this point. So the girls from Titusville playing well. Number 3, the Cocoa Tigers. I dropped them a notch. I actually dropped them 2 notches because of their loss to Heritage last week. And that'll happen during the course of the season. You'll lose to a team that you don't normally think you would lose to. I think if the Tigers and the Panthers play 10 times, Cocoa's going to win 9 out of 10. Heritage won that 10th time last week, so I have the Tigers at number 3. Number 2, the Rockledge Raiders. They run and gun. They press. They play basketball. Coach Williams has the girls going in the right directions. They might be the best team in the county, but at this point in time, I have the Falcons from Florida Air Academy as number 1. They are dominating every team they're playing. The couple of games they've lost have been to strong out-of-town teams. I think at this point in time, the Falcons are the best team.
Yeah, those Falcons recruiting those kids from all over the nation. That's a pretty strong recruiting tool. Okay, now, Mr. Susong, how does your top 5 shape up?
Well, a little bit different than Steve's. We haven't seen a lot of the girls' games yet. The only game we actually broadcast was last week. We started the Friday night locker room game of the week in Melbourne, Cocoa in Melbourne, and boys basketball. We'll get into some ladies basketball later in the season, and we always enjoy doing that because a lot of crowds go more to the girls' games than they do to the boys' games, and that makes it exciting to see the gym full and the kids having a good time. My number 5 pick is the Vieira Hawks. I got them right there at the number 5 spot. I got number 4, I have the Titusville Terriers. Number 3, I have the MCC Hustlers. Number 2, I've got the Cocoa Tigers. And still at number 1, I've got the Rockledge Raiders. And we'll wait and see how the Rockledge Raiders and the Cocoa Tigers end up when they play each other. But Steve's shaking his head no already. So
You don't like the Falcons. I can tell. My number 1 team you don't even have ranked.
Well, and then you took a number 2 team who you saw at Cocoa and talked about how well they were playing, and you dropped them because they lost 1 game to Heritage. They're going to play 26 games this year. If you drop them 2 notches every time they lose a game, they're going to be in your top 20.
But you have to drop. The rankings are based on how they did the previous week.
I understand.
Okay, so.
But you also have to look to the future a little bit, my friend.
All right.
I'll get my crystal ball out. I'm ready. The Falcons are number 1 at this point. Mark my words.
Oh, that's what we like, a bit of controversy. You can see
It's not controversy. He's just wrong. That's no controversy.
That's right. If you had to agree with them, you'd both be wrong, right?
There you go.
That's
right?
it. Well, that's how it goes. The experts even disagree, but the top 5 will be there for you this Friday. Tune into the Friday Night Locker Room, and you'll be seeing lots of great basketball action in the girls' side. But now we move on to the boys. Next up in our next segment, boys basketball.